There are no necessary evils in government. Its evils exist only in its abuses. Every man is equally entitled to protection by law. As long as our government is administered for the good of the people, and is regulated by their will, as long as it secures to us the rights of person and of property, liberty of conscience, and of the press, it will be worth defending. The rich inheritance bequeathed by our fathers has devolved upon us the sacred obligation of preserving it by the same virtues which conducted them through the eventful scenes of the Revolution and ultimately crowned their struggle with the noblest model of civil institutions. I would sincerely regret, and which never shall happen whilst I am in office, a military guard around the President. Fear not, the people may be deluded for a moment, but cannot be corrupted. I have great confidence in the virtue of the great majority of the people, and I cannot fear the result. As Americans, your country looks with confidence on her adopted children, for a valorous support, as a faithful return for the advantages enjoyed under her mild and equitable government. Disunion, by armed force, is treason. Nullification means insurrection and war, and the other states have a right to put it down. The free people of these United States have spoken, and consigned these wicked demagogues to their proper doom. Internal improvement and the diffusion of knowledge, so far as they can be promoted by the constitutional acts of the federal government, are of high importance. The people are the government, administering it by their agents. They are the government, the sovereign power. It is to be regretted that the rich and powerful too often bend the acts of government to their selfish purposes. Distinctions in society will always exist under every just government. It was settled by the Constitution, the laws, and the whole practice of the government that the entire executive power is vested in the President of the United States. In administering the laws of Congress, I shall keep steadily in view the limitations as well as the extent of the executive power, trusting thereby to discharge the functions of my office without transcending its authority. You must look to and provide for all possible contingencies. In one word, you must survey the whole ground. There are no necessary evils in government. Its evils exist only in its abuses. The great can protect themselves, but the poor and humble require the arm and shield of the law. The management of the public revenue, that searching operation in all governments, is among the most delicate and important trusts in ours, and it will, of course, demand no inconsiderable share of my official solicitude. Equality of talents, of education, or of wealth cannot be produced by human institutions. The wisdom of man never yet contrived a system of taxation that would operate with perfect equality. Heaven will be no heaven to me if I do not meet my wife there. There is nothing that I shudder at more than the idea of a separation of the union. The laws are supreme and the union indissoluble. It is unquestionably our true interest to cultivate the most friendly understanding with every nation and to avoid by every honorable means the calamities of war. Oh, do not cry, be good children, and we will all meet in heaven. The brave man inattentive to his duty is worth little more to his country than the coward who deserts in the hour of danger. It is unquestionably our true interest to cultivate the most friendly understanding with every nation and to avoid by every honorable means the calamities of war. In our colonial state, although dependent on another power, we very early considered ourselves as connected by common interest with each other. Equality of talents, of education, or of wealth cannot be produced by human institutions. If my humble efforts have in any degree contributed to preserve to you these blessings, I have been more than rewarded by the honors you have heaped upon me. Internal improvement and the diffusion of knowledge, so far as they can be promoted by the constitutional acts of the federal government, are of high importance. The Bible is the rock on which the Republic rests. Desperate courage makes one a majority. But you must remember, my fellow citizens, that eternal vigilance by the people is the price of liberty, and that you must pay the price if you wish to secure the blessing. War is a blessing compared with national degradation. I know what I am fit for. I can command a body of men in a rough way, but I am not fit to be president. I shall not shrink from my duty, however painful it may be to my feelings to exercise such authority for the security of those individuals who, under the treaty, look to our government for the protection of those rights. Strict duty would require of me nothing more than the exercise of those powers with which I am now, or may hereafter be, invested, for preserving the Union, and for the execution of the laws. There is no pleasure in having nothing to do, the fun is having lots to do and not doing it. The bank is trying to kill me, sir, but I shall kill it. I have always been afraid of banks. You are a den of vipers and thieves. I intend to rout you out, and by the eternal God, I will rout you out. But if they have other power to regulate the currency, it was conferred to be exercised by themselves, and not to be transferred to a corporation. In 1812 General Jackson addressed us as citizens, fellow citizens. He wanted us to fight. We were citizens then. A charismatic figure, Jackson was combative, quick-tempered, and thin-skinned. It was in many ways that he was a genuine man of the people, sharing in large part their prejudices and idiosyncrasies. Which quotation do you like the most? Don't forget to subscribe.